Hello and welcome back to the Elevate Your Running podcast. This is Coach Sarah and I'm here with Michelle Baxter. Hey Michelle, how are you?
Hi, Sarah. I'm good. How are you?
Oh, I'm good. I'm good. This is so fun to have you back on the podcast. You were on episode 151, which was a while ago. It was about a year and a half ago. You had just broken a huge barrier in the marathon. You ran another PR marathon, which was another sub 3 marathon at Indy. And we talked all about how you can be faster as a master. And today we're taking the conversation in a different direction.
Yeah, I'm excited.
I know. I am too. I am too. Like, I mean, we could talk about so many different things if we wanted to. So maybe we'll keep that in the back of our minds for future episodes. But for today, I thought it would be really fun to talk about gear and super shoes and training. If you don't know Michelle, she is not only a very, very talented and fast marathon runner and just athlete in general, but she does incredible content on Instagram. And she also really likes to highlight the things that she likes to wear and the things that make her feel good. And I thought it could be a really fun episode to kind of talk through some things that are working this season when it comes to running and gear and shoes, things that maybe aren't working, things that we wish we had as female runners. And then maybe like we can go down memory lane and talk about some of that gear that we used to love to wear that maybe we can't find anymore, we don't have, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, that sounds great. I am all for talking about running fashion. I used to have in my bio on Instagram, it used to say, running is my passion, but I never forget about fashion.
Oh, that's so cute. It rhymes. I mean, that's like so fun.
So, I mean, and I just have fun with it. Like, if people, there are certainly days I go out with mismatched clothes and I don't have, the cute stuff on, but it is a little bit of a hobby of mine. I've always kind of been into fashion, even since I was a young kid. So it's fun for me. And I just like trying new products, new outfits, new shoes, clothes, whatever it may be. So happy to share what I've found works for me.
Oh my gosh, I know. I thought you would be perfect for this episode because you have tested and you wear quite a few different brands. And actually, this idea came from our Instagram DMs when we were sending audio notes back and forth about race shoes and how we were really struggling. This was maybe last month about like finding that perfect race shoe and that perfect carbon plated shoe that we feel really strong, we feel really powerful, we feel really snappy in. And we were talking through like just what's been working and what hasn't been working. And I thought, gosh, if we're struggling with this, I have to think that so many other people are too, because even if you do find a shoe that you really, really love, or maybe it's, a sports bra or running shorts, like typically that style changes over time and then it changes maybe your love for it too. So I think this will be really, really cool. And I have to note that if anyone's watching the video, Michelle and I not only we're wearing Boston colors.
Yeah.
We're wearing the blue and yellow, which Michelle's running Boston here in a few weeks. But we're also wearing the exact same sweatshirt. So we'll just throw this up and give Tracksmith some love.
Yeah.
We're wearing our Tracksmith Cruise sweatshirts. And we just had a fun combo before we recorded about mine's like the older version. It's like cropped, and yours is a bit more. What would you say? How would you describe yours?
Well, yeah, it's an updated version. So the sleeves are longer and the body is longer. And I did go up a size, so just kind of like that perfect oversized fit. So I love it.
Yeah, I love it too. I love that we're in our Boston colors too. It's just like so fitting. So you do have Boston coming up. So I got to know, like, let's talk shoes first. When we were talking about shoes last month, you were going back and forth on maybe your racer shoe, your super shoe for race day. Have you decided on a shoe and what shoes have you been kind of testing?
Yeah, finding a super shoe has been really hard for me. I've spent the last few years pretty testing out almost every brand out there. I will say I have not tried Ultra Super Shoe, Brooks Super Shoe. I have not tried, and Hoka's. Those are the three brands I have not tried, but I've tried everything else. And so right now, I it's between the Puma Fast R3 which I did wear on a workout, but I want to test it out on a long run.
Mm-hmm.
That is a very fast shoe.
Mm-hmm.
The carbon plate in it feels like a springboard, very much so. So that is a very fast shoe. I would say the fit is just, it's not quite there for me. Like it's, the arch feels flat. There's like a few other gaps around the shoe, like around my foot with the shoe, but otherwise it's really fast. And I did have to go to the men's style. So I first originally got the women's. It was very narrow. So if you have a very narrow foot, get the women's. I would say my foot, I always say my foot is wider, but not a true wide. And I had
Mm-hmm.
to go to the men's version, and even that's not like super roomy. So I was surprised that there was that much of a difference, because I even emailed like customer support and I was like, is this even going to be a different last, like the shape of the shoe?
For
And they
sure.
said no, but there was definitely a difference for me. So I have the men's version. It is also yellow and blue, so
Cute. I
very
love that one.
Boston colors. But yeah, super lightweight. I do love it. The other shoe I am deciding between is the Adidas Adios Pro.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm forgetting the model they're on, but
I think it's Pro 4.
the 4, yes.
Mm-hmm.
So it's between these two shoes. I have wore the Adios Pro 4 for one other marathon. I do love it. It also feels very fast to me. The foam is softer, which I also like.
Yeah.
And so this is the other contender. I will not be wearing the Alpha Fly, the Nike Alpha Fly. Those destroy my big toenails. And so even at
Yeah.
Houston, when I ran in January on a flat course, my toenails I've lost them. They went to heaven. So I knew that wearing them on a hilly course they would just start to hurt even sooner in the marathon. So I was like, that's not even an option for me. I have wore the Alpha Fly on a couple other marathons, and I do love those as well, minus the fact I know I have to lose my big toenails. But yeah, so
Yeah.
those are the
I
two.
I agree with you with the Alpha Flies for sure. When I wore them for CIM, which was a few years ago, I kind of experienced the same thing where I lost a lot of toenails. It's a net downhill course, and that doesn't feel great. It doesn't feel great whether it's summer or winter. You don't want to go through that. It's painful and it's just not the vibe. So I always like sizing up. So I will absolutely always size up on my super shoes or all running shoes, either a half size or a full size. But yeah, I mean, I think over the last month, I've been experimenting with super shoes. And this was part of our conversation over Instagram of like what's working, what's not working. And I think I was on the verge of trying the Pumas for the first time, and I had heard that they were, the fastest shoe on the market. And I thought, well, how fast are they? And so I tried them on, and yes, the snug or the fit is a bit snug, and I have a narrow foot, so it works well for me. I don't know yet if it's going to work well in the marathon because I heard that shoe was released, I think, for Boston last year, so almost a year ago. And some runners experienced some toe pain kind of at the end of their marathon in the Pumas. But I don't know if they've changed that or if that's just certain runners. So, with all of our conversation today, I think it's super important that everyone like leans into to like what works for them. Everyone's going to be different when it comes to all of this stuff. But I am excited to try the Puma in a long run. I've tried it for a few workouts, and I agree, Michelle. It's like the fastest shoe I've ever worn. I'm like, I literally don't even know what I've been wearing. I do know what I've been wearing. I've been wearing the Alpha Fly and the Vaporfly, but I'm like, what have I actually been racing in? Because it feels so different and the paces feel so much smoother, or I'm feeling the effort and the pace is coming in like 4 or 5 seconds faster. And when you are a master's runner, you're bumping up against those plateaus. For me, that's it. Like, I want to have the most advantage, the best advantage I can have going out there, especially when we put all of our eggs into that like one racing basket for spring or fall.
Yeah, this is why they were called cheater shoes to begin
I
with.
know, but I'll take it. Like if most people are wearing a carbon plated shoe, which I know most people actually aren't. So I pulled the Elevate Your Running team at the end of the year and I did this whole like by the numbers post on Instagram. It was super fun. And I was shocked. I think I had like 88% participation, which was awesome over like a 48-hour period. The team 1,000% stepped up and completed this survey. And I was really surprised to see how many athletes that are on the team that don't wear super shoes. They don't wear a carbon plated shoe. They don't wear a nylon plated shoe. They wear trainers or maybe something like the Adidas Evo SL, which I think is also a great shoe if you're looking for something that doesn't have a plate, but it's very responsive. Sometimes it reminds me a lot of the Puma. Like I can get a lot of a kick and like get my foot underneath me. Michelle and I are both pretty tall, so I don't know, Michelle, if you can relate to this, but like getting my foot underneath me and being able to kick back is really important. And I can feel so much more powerful kind of doing that. And those two shoes for sure have that for me.
Nice.
Yeah. I did try the Adidas Adios Pro 4 recently. I also really like that shoe. I think it's a great marathon shoe. It feels like it's something that can be very sustainable over 26.2, firm, but there's still like some cushion there. I've only worn it a few times, but I really like it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, the Adidas is one of my favorites. And yeah, the Vaporfly for me, the Nike Vaporfly was nothing special to me. Like, it wasn't really doing much for me. Like, I like it, it's fine. I would use it in a workout, but it wasn't doing enough for me. I didn't feel like I got enough of a boost from the shoe to wear it for racing. I guess I wore it for a couple races, but I haven't repurchased the Vaporfly. And then the
Yeah.
A6 one, I do like the A6 Metaspeed Sky. I think of the Paris version. That one's really cushy, very lightweight. It didn't feel stable enough for a marathon to me.
Mm.
It felt more suitable for a half marathon. I know plenty of people that wear it for. And then I did have issues with my toenails early, like around 13 miles, and I was like, wow, if I'm having issues in a training run, I can't wear these for the marathon. But
No.
I should say, as we're talking about these super shoes, like going back to you were saying, a lot of your athletes don't wear super shoes, and I think some people have this notion that if they're at a certain level, whatever number pace you may be, you feel like you're not fast enough, and quotes around fast enough to
Yeah.
be able to wear super shoes. I want people to know, and I've heard this on podcasts, I told my athletes myself this, that if you are trying to be faster, check them out. If you want to try to run faster, even if you just like the feel of them
Mm-hmm.
for a midweek workout, check them out because they are lighter, they are faster. And if you want that sensation, if it makes you happy, do it. And so don't have the stereotype that you are not fast enough to wear super shoes.
100%. I think that's such a strong point. And I think it's something that is so common in that feeling of not being a real runner, which is mind blowing to me because if you are lacing up shoes and I don't know, maybe the pace is faster than a walking pace, you are a runner. Congratulations. Like you are a runner and you can wear the gear, you can wear the shoes, you can wear the plated shoes. And I'm also a big believer that if it makes you happy, absolutely do it. Especially if you're getting like, if you are getting that sensation in the workouts or like how I was feeling in the Pumas, I was just like, oh my God, this is so great. This is making me so happy because it feels so good. You're getting that endurance boost at the same time. But it is like when you do start wearing these plated shoes, whether it's nylon or carbon, you want to make sure too you're not wearing them too often. You can get injured that way because I guess it would be like the muscles, like your calf muscle, your Achilles, it's all working in a slightly different manner. So you want to make sure that you're not wearing the shoe too often. But I think it's really important that one, you get to run workouts in something that's a lighter, more responsive shoe. I think it's a lot of fun. And two, once you find that shoe that works for you, and I think running stores out there do an incredible job with a 30-day return policy. I think online platforms also have that. So you can test it out, you can try it out. I went to a local store in Boulder to get the Adidas Adios Pro 4 because I just got those a few weeks ago to use for long runs and workouts because I don't want to use my Pumas. I don't want to like run through them before I race. I did that and I was like, hey, I'm going to take these out on a long run. Can I try that. And if I don't like them, can I bring them back? And the store associate was like, yes, absolutely, as long as it's within 30 days. So I think it's also really important to like practice in the shoe, get the goal pace workouts in the shoe. Like Michelle, you're probably going into, or maybe you just did run like peak week for Boston. Like you probably want to strap and put on that shoe that you're probably racing with at Boston, just making sure you can get at least maybe 16 miles out of the shoe and you're feeling pretty good. Cause like you mentioned with, I think it was Asics, what you don't want to have happen is like, oh, my feet are starting to go numb or my toenails are hurting at like mile 13 if you're running 26.2.
Yeah, yeah. One common question I will get is how do you kind of not necessarily break in the carbon plated shoe, but try it out, test it out before race day. And I always tell people for sure on one long run with marathon pace or something a little bit faster than marathon pace if it's half marathon and threshold. But I'm even a little more conservative. I'll wear them on a short run just to make sure they're okay because I have had a handful of super shoes where my feet go numb.
Me too.
Yeah, so I will wear them on a short run, and then usually on a medium long workout day, and then on a long run. But most people would just do, if you were going to wear them on a long run, just plan to, if you do a short loop and have a backup if they're not working for you. So, but yeah, that long run with goal pace marathon work or something a little bit faster, just make sure they're going to work for you on race day.
For sure. I love this. If anyone follows Michelle and I on Instagram and you follow our stories closely, this is all, you're probably having some aha moments right now because, yes, like anytime you're trying new shoes, you got to bring like that extra pair with you, right? So, like, I had a story a few weeks ago where I had like 3 or 4 pairs of shoes in my car. And I'm like, how many pairs of shoes do you need to run one workout? And it was because I had my warm up shoes. I was trying a new pair of super shoes and I wanted to have a backup pair in my car in case like the pair I was trying just wasn't working or my feet hurt or, I had gone through plantar fasciitis last summer. And so I'm really particular with like making sure everything feels really good on my foot and I'm not flaring up that plantar. So, definitely bring some backups with you, test it out, and have fun with it. And find a shoe that, lights your soul on fire. And I also love like all the colors that are out there. Like the 2 shoes that you pulled up on the screen, Michelle, they're both kind of that like Boston, like blue and yellow. And for my shoes right now, I currently have like fire engine orange, like the poppy, really bright orange. And it just makes me so happy.
I love that.
Yeah. Okay. Is there anything else that you wanted to talk about with super shoes? We didn't cover all the brands, but again, like we're not super experts in this field. And I haven't tried Brooks. I've had an athlete try one of their shoes with a nylon plate. And he loves it. And he recommends it to anyone that's looking to like get into wearing something that's a bit more responsive, but maybe you're not quite ready for a carbon plated shoe. He's really liked that, but I haven't tried Ultra or I haven't tried New Balance or Asics.
Yeah, I tried New Balance. Unfortunately, they caused a bad blister on my heel, which a
Mm,
few other people said the same thing as well. The heel collar was very thin and it definitely rubbed my heel, wrong way. So I got a blister with those. The Saucony, unfortunately, they make my feet fall asleep. But that's just like, those are me things. Like, those are
mhm.
definitely not the shoes themselves. So they just didn't work for me. The only other thing people will ask me about is how long can I wear my super shoes? How many miles can I get on them? And I
Yeah.
feel like when the 4%, that was the first Nike one, right? The
Yes, it
4%.
was
Yeah, when
2018,
that
2019.
yeah. Well, so I was working at the running store. I worked at a running store in Anchorage, Alaska, and so I remember telling people, I'm like, you'll probably get like 100 miles, and that's about it.
Huh?
So maybe a couple marathons plus your workouts. But I do feel like they last longer now. I will use mine for racing 150 miles, and then I will switch them over to workout shoes.
Hmm.
And I have my Adidas and my Alpha Flies that probably have like 250 miles on them. So I feel like that's, because the initial cost it's very, very high.
Mm-hmm.
$300, close to $300 for a lot of them. That's a lot of money for people.
Yeah.
I think you can get I've gotten lots of workout miles on them as well. So I do feel like they're lasting longer. And I mean, for the most part, they still feel pretty good for a workout. Yeah, but I would say like 100, miles is kind of what I would race in them.
Yeah, those are all such great points and so valid. Like a great way to track your mileage on your shoes is like uploading to Strava and like tracking your shoes that way. I know it's a little different or a little difficult when you're running like maybe it's like a workout Wednesday, you have 10 miles total, you're only wearing a pair of shoes for maybe 4 out of those 10. You can't really split the workout into like two to kind of track the shoe, but you're going to get a pretty good gauge on that shoe. I love going by feel too. And like once a super shoe, I kind of have like the mileage tracked on Strava. And then once the feel starts to feel like, oh yeah, maybe this is dulling a little bit, I'll 100% move it to a workout shoe until I like run it into the ground. It's like so bad, but it's also a great way to like run a workout in a plated shoe. You get a little bit of support there, right? A little bit of benefit. But then when you put your racers on for race day, it feels like you have a brand new shoe. That's really what we want to experience, right? We want to feel that poppiness. We don't want to get like too used to wearing the carbon plated shoe that it doesn't feel like a special day on race day.
Yeah, totally.
I love the Nike 4% that you brought up because, ooh, ironically, that shoe is also Fire Engine Orange from 2019. It was my very first super shoe. I wore it for CIM, which was also my first marathon, and I still have it. It's in my closet. I think I'm going to keep it forever because it's just like so symbolic of like so many great things that I accomplished in that training cycle. But that was a big deal. And I feel like the Puma shoe has been that next level of like, oh, we're taking the super shoe to a new level.
Yeah, yeah. I did not wear super shoes until 2021. I had a pregnancy in 2019, so I didn't run a marathon that year. And then in 2018, I ran the New York City Marathon. And I think the Nike shoes, I think they had come out by then.
Mm-hmm.
I was actually running, this is the one quote unquote influencer bib I've gotten for a race, which was not a true influencer bib. For the 2018 New York City Marathon, I had a connection through the running store that I worked at. And the buyer of New Balance shoes, or the buyer of shoes for our store was able to talk to the New Balance rep, who was able to get me a for the New York City Marathon that fall. And so since they had gifted me the bib, and that's literally all I got, so I had to pay for everything else myself, I had to wear all New Balance gear. And so I ran that race in the New Balance 1400, which I don't know, so probably didn't race in racing flats
Mm-mm.
ever.
I didn't.
Okay.
No, I transitioned. Oh, this is the best transition ever. I wore Brooks Adrenaline shoes for all of my runs, my easy runs, my long runs, my races, until I decided to sign up for CIM. And then I partnered with a coach. And then I'm like, I'm all in on this, right? Like I have a coach, I want to BQ, I'm running CIM, so I'm getting the Nike 4%. Yeah, I mean, it was a game changer. I
Okay,
mean,
so I really feel like I date myself then by saying I used to run marathons in the super thin racing flats. Like, I don't know if there was even an inch of foam on those things.
oh my
So
God.
thin, like relatively lightweight, but at the same time, I mean, they were lightweight. So I wore the New Balance 1400, and then I wore the Adidas Adios, it was the Adios. But that
Uh-huh.
was like considered the fastest shoe because the world records have been set in it. And
That's
and then the
incredible.
Brooks Hyperion. Yeah, I think it was the Brooks Hyperion. Those are my race day shoes. And I mean, yeah, super thin. I'm like,
How did your feet hold up then in those like super thin racers?
okay, so I feel like I'm in the minority. Like, I'm still just as sore after the marathon
Yeah.
in these super shoes than I was in those shoes. Like, I don't know. Maybe I just push myself way too hard, but my toes still get beat up. My legs still get beat up. I still can't walk the
Yeah.
next day. I'm sure they're
It's
helping in some
great
ways.
though, actually. I think that's great because, like, to me, that like demonstrates that you really push yourself when you're racing, which is what we want to do. And yeah, these super shoes have recovery benefits, right, to them. And like, we should be recovering faster from our workouts and our long runs and our races when we wear them. But when you're racing a marathon and you've had some very strong marathons, I think that's a great place to be. Then you know you put it all out there.
I'm gonna try my best. So I tell
Yeah.
myself. But yeah, I don't know. I feel the benefit from the super shoes in like workout days. I feel
Yeah.
like you can recover from those days better. But race day, oh man, I'm a hurting woman afterwards.
My gosh, that's okay. That's okay. I think it's a really good thing. I think it's positive. And like I like feeling that way after a race. Then I know I gave it everything. Or you could have those days where you're like, oh, I had to really back off pace because, my stomach was upset or it was too windy or I don't know, whatever. But it always feels good, I think, when you're like the next day after a race, when you're like, oh my gosh, I'm so sore to even sit down. It's like, yes, you gave it your all. But that's my own personal take. Okay, let's transition over to gear. I want to know just out of the gate, what's your favorite piece of running gear? Right.
Oh my gosh. Well, right now I'm still wearing winter clothes because it is still, today we're having rain here in Minnesota, but it's like 30 degrees and rainy, or like 34. So actually it feels like a Pacific Northwest day. You know what? Nothing's really coming to my mind. So maybe this is my sign I need to buy some more clothes.
Or this is why we're having the conversation. Like, what is out there that we actually love right now? I
I
think.
mean, I do love Bandit stuff. I've really gotten into Bandit running
Mhm.
stuff. Their stuff is, and not everything. There's definitely been pieces I've gotten that I haven't loved, but I
Mhm.
have really liked a lot of their stuff recently. That's kind of been the one brand I've been buying more of. I really like their sports bras. Their sports bras, they come a little bit lower in my rib cage. And
Mhm.
so like where it hits, I feel like, and maybe the type of elastic that they use, it feels very forgiving, like when you're breathing. It's not restricting, constricting, very comfortable. Like I said, it sits a little lower. And then a lot of people just love all their pockets
Yeah.
that they have. So I do love the Bandit sports bras. The Lululemon Energy Bra used to be my favorite, and I still like that one.
Yeah.
But Bandit's kind of taking the top right now. Long sleeves, like my go-to is still the Lululemon Swiftly. Anything from the
Mhm.
Swiftly line. Just the fabric feels nice, very sweat wicking, fit is great. Shorts. So I'm starting a series on Instagram. I'm searching for the best shorts, like before summer comes or whatever. Like I'm searching for the best shorts.
That's cool.
So I reviewed the new Bandit Cadence 5-inch shorts. They're like compression style short. And they did change a few things on their shorts because a lot of people really, really love their shorts, especially for the marathon, especially racing the marathon because of all the pockets.
Huh.
So this pair of shorts has 7 pockets, has 2 big pockets on the each side for like size of a phone, and then a zipper pocket in the back for your phone where you could also stick your phone, and then 2 like smaller pockets on either hip for gels. Now I will say if you have a big the Goo brand gels would fit perfectly in there. Your taller gels like SIS, um, Never Second, you'd have to like fold down the top a little bit. They also changed the silicone lining, so all the Bandit shorts have the silicone lining, so they don't ride up. Which those are like one of the only
Actually work.
shorts they actually stay down for me.
Mhm.
And I've tried a lot of compression style shorts, and even ones with that silicone grip, and they still ride up. The band, yeah, the Bandit ones are good. They instead of like a tape, a thin line, like one strip of silicone tape, they made little dots on the
Mhm.
inside, and it's much more forgiving. Like it doesn't give you that sausage leg look. So
Yeah.
much more forgiving in that regard. Now it is a raw hem. A couple people said on TikTok that that did cause chafing for them. I have not experienced that. I haven't, but I can't say I've worn them on a long run.
Yeah.
And the waistband was not my favorite. It's hard to find a good waistband. Okay, the
Yeah.
only shorts that
That's
have like
flattering.
the the best waistband, nothing has topped it, is the Lululemon Fast and Free. shorts, the flowy ones with the high slit, but not the
Love
most
those.
current version. It's the old
Correct.
style.
Correct.
I swear they shortened it by half an inch, but it makes all the difference. Like, it is not
Mhm.
as good.
I agree with everything that you're saying. Everything. Like, even from the first question of, and your answer was, I'm not really sure because the products right now are a little hit or miss, right? Like, I think Bandit has really like kind of blown the doors open in terms of gear, and it is really comfortable, and they have some high quality products, and they are really smart with their pocket placing, which for women, well, and I hear this from men too. Men will come to me, like men that I coach, and they're like, so what like shorts do you recommend so I can hold gels? I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. But I know for women, like
Bless you.
Bandit does an incredible job. I'm sure they also do an incredible job for men, but like I love, do you got me? Yeah, I mean, I feel like Bandit has the incredible pockets, so many pockets for the gels, the chapstick, the phone, and putting your phone in a sports bra, which has also been like a game changer. I love that. I love that Bandit does it. Um, Sanita's products also has like the phone pocket in the sports bra, and their line of gear is super comfortable. It's I wear a lot of their compression shorts, I wear a lot of their sports bras, and very very comfortable, easy access to get the phone in the pocket, which I think is really important. And the price points are really great value for what you get. But I have to say, my absolute favorite product is the Bandit running shorts. It's the Vento. Let's see, make sure I got this right. The Vento 2-in-1 run shorts. So I got these right before I ran Chicago last year, and it has like the compression with the silicone kind of like dots and lining kind of at the bottom of the compression, and then it has the flowy shorts over. And it has so many pockets. I was able to carry all of my SAS with electrolyte gels for Chicago in those shorts. They were very, very comfortable, and it has like a drawstring waist. I think they're very flattering. A lot of girls on my local team have that short, and it looks good on everyone that I've come across. And they're probably the most expensive pair of shorts I've ever purchased, run shorts, but it's the 2-in-1. And I think it's like sometimes it's worth it.
Okay, because I think I've only tried one, maybe two-in-one shorts, and I did not like them because it was like
Okay.
too much extra fabric. Like, what are we
Mm-hmm.
doing? Like, why am I wearing two pairs of shorts? Like, that's kind of always what have thought when I've tried them on,
Uh-huh.
and I haven't found a pair that I love. So I do like their regular Vento split shorts, and they used to have the split used to go up to your hip, but now this newer version just goes up about halfway because I know people have mixed feelings on how high that split is, which I totally get that it's a lot of
Yeah.
exposure, especially on a windy day. Like, it blows open and there's like, okay, you can practically see my butt.
Totally, totally. Yeah. I mean, the same is true with the Lululemon Fast and Free
Yeah.
shorts. Like, love that short. I love the older version. That is actually my favorite pair of Lulu shorts. It's right up there with the Bandit. I love the Bandit shorts for racing because of all the pockets. Any other day, I want to be in the Lulu short with the split. And they're just so comfortable. They have their own little tiny pockets kind of in like the waist seam that you can stick like a key or a chapstick or maybe one gel in. And I really, really love those shorts. And I was so sad to see that they changed them, and that they changed the hem and where, like, I guess not the hem, but I guess where the waist sits. And
Yeah, I
maybe
think
they'll
if you're
bring,
shorter, I think if the updated version, if you're shorter, have a shorter torso, I think they're going to be great for you. But those of us on the taller side, unfortunately, did not pan out.
yeah, well, I have 4 pairs. And I'm not someone, we did talk about this early on in the episode, but like I I'm a very like minimalistic. I think like if you look at all of my run gear, it's not as much as you may think because I'm a coach and I'm an athlete and all these things. Like I really try and like really just buy the things that I love, and I love just like using them. So I have 4 pairs of those shorts, and I'm so happy about that because That's what happens. They change it and then it's not as great, or they change it in your favor and then you can buy as many shorts as you can. So it feels good for you.
Yeah, yeah. I always wonder if people or other runners would think I have a lot of clothes, which I don't feel.
Relative,
I think
right?
about those Utah girlies who have like a closet full of like 50 different sports bras of every color, and my
Right.
drawers, I don't know, maybe like 20-ish, maybe 25 sports bras, which is probably still a lot from a lot of people. But I'm doing, 9 runs a week, and right now my laundry with Boston coming up, literally, I did my laundry the other day, and it was literally just running clothes and pajamas. That's it. Like, if that doesn't say run, eat, sleep,
I get
Boston
that.
peak marathon training.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, for sure. And then with like the doubles and for sure. And you want to get like, I think it's nice to have, if you are someone who's running 5, 6 days out of the week, or you're getting 8 or 9 runs in during the week, that you have the ability to rotate through, different products, different sports bras, different shorts, different long sleeves. I know you've had a pretty tough winter in Minnesota running. I think you ran a lot outside, all things considered. I coach a lot of people in Minnesota, and I know what the weather was like. And it was very cold. It was very snowy. It was very windy. Do you have kind of like that, like favorite winter cold weather gear product, or not really?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So I spent 15 years in Alaska, and now we've been here in
Yeah.
Minnesota for about 3 years, 4 years, going on 4. And so I've always lived somewhere where it's cold and snowy for my running, which I don't know, is ironically cliche. I actually hate winter running, like hate winter. But
Me too.
I get a lot of people following me and during the winter, finding my account during the winter because they lose motivation to run outside. Totally understandable. It's dark, it's cold. And so a lot of my content during the winter is kind of curated around the winter running stuff and the gear that I use. And there
Hmm.
are certain pieces of gear, like, and I'm talking cold, like not 30 degrees cold, not even like
Like,
mid 20s cold. I'm talking single digits, below zero cold. And there is gear out there for you if you want to run outside. And that's my whole thing. Like, if you want to stay on the treadmill, totally understand, totally fine. But if you do want to get outside in the winter, there is gear for you. And the few pieces that I always recommend are they're called the Athleta Altitude Tights. They are
mhm.
thick and fleecy. Like, you will find, like, I've gone on Amazon and looked for fleece tights, or even in Bandit had cold weather tights. Lululemon has their fleece tights. They are not warm. They
Mhm.
are not going to keep you warm when it's single digits, when it's 20 below, 30 below here. But these Athleta Altitude tights are thick and warm, and they're so, so amazing. And I have like 5 pairs of them, pretty much all I wear all winter, and I've recommended them hundreds of times, and so many people have wrote back to me and said thank you, they're amazing. So those are the tights. I've never found anything else comparable. And then a couple jackets, primarily the Lululemon Down for It All jacket. It is a down
Mhm.
jacket, very warm, windproof. So if you will not feel the wind coming through your jacket, it is very, very warm. Like most people, I can't wear it above 20 degrees. I have to wear it, it's colder. Some people can't even wear it when it's 10 degrees. And we're talking all Fahrenheit here, so I don't know. I
Yeah.
don't know. Well, I would say my conversions. -6 degrees is -6 is 10 degrees Fahrenheit. So that jacket is very warm. The Lululemon Another Mile jacket is also very comparable. The difference is the Down for It All has down in it. The Another Mile has your synthetic fibers, and each one has its pros and cons, just like down versus synthetic sleeping bag. Each one has its pros and cons. To me, they're very similar in warmth. And then I just started using the Rabbit Warm Up and Go jacket.
Cool.
That I really like that one. I will say the Down for It All, if you're a heavy sweater or you wear it when it's too warm, you will sweat it, and it does trap that sweat. It is not super breathable. That's the only downside to it. I feel like the Rabbit one is better at breathability. Now, I did not test it to see how the lowest temperature I could wear it. It was definitely good around 20 degrees. even 10 degrees. I'm not sure how much colder than that you could wear it. But then again, most people, I mean, I have a lot of Canadians who follow me too, so they get it. They get the super cold temps. But I mean, most people in the US, outside of a handful of days, probably are not running in those type of temps.
Yeah, I mean, who knows, right? Like as we move forward with you've had an extremely cold winter. I'm in Colorado and it was like basically spring slash summer all winter. And it's just it's been really interesting to kind of see the changes and the dynamic this year. I love the Rabbit Easy long sleeve. It's one of our team long sleeves to run in. It's a little bit on the thinner side, so it can't be worn in like extreme cold, but or it could be layered up, and maybe you have that Lululemon down for it all jacket on because I love that jacket. Found one on huge clearance, which was wild last year, and I love it. And it's something that it will absolutely keep you warm when you're running. And what I know to be true is as I get older, I get like colder, easier outside. So I need to have all the layers and really bundle up out there. But I love, 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 love that jacket. And then I was also introduced to the Athleta altitude tights this year. We had one weekend in December that was like massively cold. I think it was like single digits in the Fahrenheit. And ended up getting those tights. And what I love about them is like when you think about fleece tights, you might think bulky or really thick, but like you're able to move well in them. And that's always my thing when I'm wearing tights. If I'm running a workout or a long run, I want to be able to like move well in the tight. And I felt like I could do that in those fleece tights. So highly recommend those too.
Yeah, yeah, they're great. They don't fall down. They have pockets on them now. I mean, I used to wear two pairs of tights to stay warm in Alaska,
Right.
and that was restricting. Like to try to lift
Yes.
my leg forward and flex my knee leg. It was like that was terrible. Living and training in Alaska will easily be the hardest place to live and train. Like there's a reason there's no professional runners living in Alaska. There are runners here in Minnesota, but man, they're obviously professional skiers in Anchorage, but man, six
Yeah.
months of packed snow and ice. And I have special shoes that I wear to run the snow and ice. That's another thing people always ask me about is shoes. And there are studded shoes. There's getting to be more options as well. And
Yeah.
there's oh my gosh, yeah, living and training in Alaska was very difficult. It was still like single digits there when I checked the weather earlier this week. Like
Oh my
just
gosh.
yeah, so crazy.
So wild. Well, I'm glad you're in Minnesota and for better running conditions. And you have great races. Your summers are so beautiful. It's such a great place. Why do you think that maybe some clothing or some brands don't have like a full or extended clothing line? Like we talked about Saucony offline and New Balance to some extent. They don't really quite have that line. What do you think it is? If it's like interest or resource?
Gosh, I guess I've never really thought about like why they don't. Because obviously their professional runners need gear. And there's so many
Mhm.
times that you see, especially the New Balance girls, like they'll have cute stuff on them. Like, I want to go buy
I
that. I
know.
go to the website and it's not available.
Uh-huh.
And I'm not, I guess that would be a question for somebody at the New Balance, but I don't, obviously it's not, they haven't deemed it's worthy to invest in extending their clothing line. Like, dude, yeah, Saucony has stuff, but I don't really hear people wearing their stuff. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure.
No, and I actually kind of forgot about that brand, which is like interesting because a few years ago, their race shoes were everywhere. And I know they're still popular, but I don't really see a lot of sponsored athletes wearing Saucony right now. And maybe that's just me and my algorithm and what I'm seeing versus not. But that's just, yeah, what I'm kind of seeing. Even with like track meets and different things, like Lululemon's out there. Tracksmith has sponsored athletes. I'm thinking back to like what was it, the Grand Slam track last year, which was like 3 track races or track series. It was supposed to be 4. They canceled the last one. They had like Lululemon, they had Tracksmith. Obviously, Nike was out there, New Balance, Asics, but I didn't see any Saucony. I don't know. It's just kind of interesting.
Yeah, I can say, yeah, now that you say it, I can't think of any that I have seen much of it recently.
Yeah. Who knows? Maybe they're developing some brand new super shoe that they're coming out with that's going to like take over the Pumas. Who knows? Who
Yeah,
knows?
maybe.
Okay, so what is like one thing in like running clothes that you would like to see in terms of like improvements with running clothes? What's like something that you're like, we are missing this when it comes to running?
I mean, I first go back to the more winter running clothing
Mhm.
options. And this winter I was so frustrated with options. I can't even remember the specific incident, but I was like, maybe I just need to start my own clothing brand.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, you should.
Oh my gosh, it sounds so
Yes.
overwhelming.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
But yeah, so like that Lululemon Downfall jacket, I love it, but it just does not breathe well.
Hmm.
So, little things like that, even like this bandit compression short that I had, like the waistband still was really tight on my waist and like gave me love handles and, little things like that.
Yeah.
What else? Yeah, winter running clothing, more options than just the one pair of tights. And in the inverse is warm, but my arms are cold. So the inverse of a
They're not actually warm. For sure. They're
this
fine for racing, but like not to stay warm, warm. Like,
yes, so
yeah,
something where like the body is like maybe just like a thicker long sleeve and then the arms are like insulated or something. But there was so many
you're
times
onto
like I
something.
love vests, I love the look of a vest, but
Hmm.
it's not practical for me because my core gets warm and my arms are cold. So I need the
Yeah.
opposite of whatever
Yeah.
that is.
Oh my gosh, you're onto something though. That's so cool and so fun. I think you should talk to some brands and see what they
Oh my
do.
gosh, I don't. Then it's like finding the person to talk to.
I
Like I
know.
have so few contacts that I have like a contact at Rabbit. My friend does work for Brooks, but they're not even like my friend at Brooks isn't like she's like some copyright person and not like in designing clothes or anything. So,
Yeah.
but
It's a great idea though, and I hear you. It's like the vests are great and keeping your core warm is like a really big battle and it's really important. But yeah, if you could have something that would also keep your arms warm at the same time, which, could be a jacket, but like
but
a different
more
look,
yeah, more
more
insulation on
arm
the
focus.
yeah, more insulation on the arms, less on the core. So I don't
Mhm.
know. I'm
That's so
sure.
cool. That's a really good idea. I would love personally like more brands to be able to put a phone pocket in the sports bra. But I just recently read this was on Threads from Ashley Mateo, who is kind of like I think she's pretty well known in like the shoe and just the fashion side of things. Like she said something about how it's been patented by someone and that person that patented that like the phone pocket in the sports bra isn't really releasing it to other brands to use and that's why it's like not really out there. It's like Lululemon doesn't have it in any of their bras. I love the energy bra, but like now that I bring my phone with me when I run, it would be nice to have that option instead of carrying like I have like a is it a spy belt? I don't even know how to
Hmm.
pronounce it.
Hmm.
I
Spy
have one of
belt.
those, which is actually like I was pleasantly surprised when I put it on because I had, gosh, a long time ago, I was using what was the other belt name?
The flip belt?
The flip belt, and I didn't love it. And so I was pleasantly surprised with the spy belt and like how well it sits on my hips and it doesn't move. And sometimes I forget I'm even wearing it. But it would be nice just to like always have the phone pocket, you
Yeah,
know?
and I haven't tried the koala clip. I don't even know if that's still around. Like I know a lot of people use the koala clip.
Oh,
Have you ever?
yeah.
I
I've
never.
heard of it. Yeah, but I don't know much about it.
Yeah, yeah. I use the spy belt. Actually, most of my runs I don't even carry my phone, so I know I'm in the minority when I say that. I don't carry my phone and I don't
Yeah.
listen to music.
I wouldn't carry my phone with me, but my current watch doesn't have the music option on it. And I do listen to music when I run alone. And if my watch had the music capabilities of like just downloading a playlist, I would 100% leave my phone at home because it just feels it's maybe not as safe, right? But it does feel better overall for like mental health and always feeling kind of attached to the phone a little bit. So I love that for you. I love that. Okay, is there anything today that we didn't get to talk about today that you wanted to?
Oh gosh.
About any sort of gear? We talked about clothes, we talked about shoes, things that we love, things that we don't love.
Yeah, necessarily.
Yeah, this was super fun. Just kind of casual convo on all things running gear and shoes. This was great. Nice little mix up for the podcast too.
Yeah, this is
Um,
fun.
Yeah, because I feel like when we get together, we're just like, we talk about all these things. And like Michelle and her sister, Christy, came out to Boulder last summer, and that was so fun. And we got coffee, and we were just like, all talking all things running the entire time. We were talking about running groups in Boulder, gear, different things. You had on like a really cute Lululemon dress. What was that?
It was a little
Do you
like a
remember?
little jumper. What did you
Yeah.
say? Like I think it'd be a jump. It was actually designed for running. I never ran in it, but yeah, yeah, that was a
Yeah.
little. I got it for a collaboration, so it was kind of
That's
fun.
so fun. Yeah,
Yeah,
and I feel like Lulu definitely has its like standard pieces that we all know and love, but they are kind of getting out there and creating some new things. So I think if anything, like takeaways of today for people is to try things out. See what works, see what doesn't work. Know what you like, know what you don't like. And at the end of the day, one of my really good friends, she's such a big believer in going to like thrift stores and Poshmark and using that to buy her running gear. And I think that that's also a great place to not only find things that maybe you really love, maybe those older pieces that you can't find now in stores that are currently being sold in stores, but it's also a great way to like save a little bit of money because it seems like it's all just, it's just expensive. It's a lot of money.
yeah, yeah. I know inflation just keeps pushing those prices higher and higher. But yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, for me, I would be more in the camp of finding a couple pieces you love and investing them in those, especially the winter gear because
Yeah.
it has to keep you warm and comfortable. Like a pair of shorts and a sports bra, you can go on Amazon, find some dupes and whatnot. But for that winter gear, I always encourage people to invest in the higher quality stuff just because it's more comfortable. Usually the sweat wicking properties are better. I've never really found a lot of Amazon dupes that I love. I did get a pair of the CRZ, which is the are you familiar with that brand on Amazon? A
Uh-huh.
lot of
Uh-huh.
people
I'm gonna Google it.
they have a
I
lot
think
of
it's
the
CRC.
Lululemon dupes,
Mm-hmm.
and I did just get a pair of shorts review there. The ones that are Lululemon, they're like the flowy ones. They almost look like a skirt. Have you tried those?
I haven't tried those, but some of the girls in my local group have them. Do you know the name of them?
No, it's like Crush Pace Crush. No, it's the name is escaping me, but it almost looks like a skirt when you have them on. And at first I didn't like them, and I don't know if it was just like color because I got like a light pink and my skin was very pale in the
I
wintertime.
remember that story. I remember that
Yeah,
story. Uh-huh.
and I did not
Uh-huh.
like them. But then I got them again in a different color in the fall, and I love them now. So, or maybe I had a bad. Yeah, I love them.
That's good feedback.
Crush.
So for those listening, it's called the Pace Crush High Rise. It comes in a variety of colors. At the time that we are recording this, which is exactly a week before this goes live, they are on sale.
Are they all
24 to
on
30.
sale? All the
Well,
colors?
let's see.
Because that's always my. Oh, are they going on a stop? They're stop making. They're
Yeah, they're all on sale.
interesting. Okay. Because that's the thing with Lululemon. If you find something you love, you gotta buy it up because in a few months it might be gone. Totally.
For sure, especially those fast and free high rise shorts from a few years ago. It was madness. Like I remember an athlete that I coached in Denver, she texted me. She was watching on Tuesdays at like 10 a.m. They would like drop all their new product, and she would text me when they were like in stock. And
Yes.
then we ended up getting matching shorts in like the really fun, like pink, kind of like bubblegum pink color. And like that was the way I like got some of them because I mean, they would sell out within the day, within a few hours. It was wild.
Yeah, yeah. What do you think that, because it seems, things go in cycles like that. And I'm trying to think if there's anything like that now. LSKD, that Australian brand, their shorts, they're like split shorts. They are like also, I went last week, they were
They're
all sold
cute.
out. There's a few colors now in my size that are available, but those, and there's some TikTok girls that are like selling them out of all of those shorts.
So what do you think that is? They're just buying them up? Do you think there's people like selling them on another platform, or do you think they're just like, hey, I want to buy 87 pairs because I want 87 pairs in my closet?
Well, I think they're just like selling them out and selling them out just because they're so popular. Like they're making them
Yeah.
popular. And
Yeah.
that's the other
Oh, I
thing with
think,
like
yeah.
Bandit, it almost seems these brands that keep a very small quantity, and Bandit has their drops, and it seems very intentional where they have a very small supply. I will say Bandit's better, and
It's
their
gotten
shipping is
better.
better too, because that was really bad around the holidays.
Yeah.
But that's interesting concept as a business when they have the drops and not a big inventory available. I always find that kind of fascinating.
It was a very fascinating business model. Like a few years ago when Bandit started getting popular and people would say like I can't even get anything, and then you would just buy whatever there was available because you wanted something with their logo on it. And then you have the membership, and the membership costs money, but then you get early access to all their products. It's genius. It's genius. They have figured it out. I don't know who is responsible for it over there, but they have figured it out. And I think at the end of the day, though, their products are high quality. And that's what's going to continue to have people coming back for more, right? Like the
Right.
last thing you want is to buy something that is maybe at a higher price point, or at this point, maybe it's average. I don't even know. But like you don't want it to start falling apart after a season. You want to be able to wear it at least for a few seasons.
Yeah. So I would say those LSKD shorts. More, maybe not for myself as a millennial mom. I did try them out. I got the wrong size, but those seem very popular with Gen Zers, especially.
Is this the Accelerate 3-inch
Hmm.
high-rise running short? It's
Yeah.
so cute, the
There's
multicolor
so
one.
many colors that are so fun. I was thinking about the Boston ones. They have like a yellow and blue ones. I was like, oh, maybe
That's
I
what
get
I'm
these for
looking at right now.
Boston.
Yeah,
Should I
they
do that?
have
Okay, you help me plan my outfit for Boston.
you should get those because one, they're in stock right now as we're
I know.
recording
I
this.
saw that.
They're sold out of the medium, but they have all the other sizes. The electric indigo and lime glow, so cute. It's like lime glow on the front, electric indigo blue on the back, and
Yes.
the waistband looks to be all lime. It's so cute.
Yeah. So I saw
Oh, I
those.
love this short.
I'm
This is
tempted to get those because the Bandit ones that I was thinking about wearing, the waistband is like kind of tight on me. So and yeah, so I'm trying to figure out my Boston outfit. That's my next
Those
decision.
could be the shorts for sure. And I think too, like at the end of the day, you want to feel comfortable, right? Like you've mentioned now a few times, like with some of your shorts, it's like you don't want to feel like it's constricting or it's too tight, whether it's bottoms or a top, right? Like I've had athletes wearing sports bras and they're like, wow, this feels so constricting. I can't breathe, or I feel like I can't breathe to my abilities. So it's really important to find the things that you love, but these shorts are cute. And I had no idea. I need to get on TikTok. I feel like a geriatric millennial at this point. I don't have kids. I'm in my own bubble. I'm like, I just want to be on the gram. But these are cute for sure. I like the multicolor. We could
Yeah.
twin, even though I'm not going to Boston. Awesome. Well, thanks, Michelle, for your time, for your expertise. You're amazing. If anyone wants to follow you online for running inspo, for coaching, for new product releases and things that you're loving, where can they find you?
Yeah, I'm primarily on Instagram at the Runner's Plate. And I still post a little bit of nutrition, but not as much as the food stuff anymore. But yeah, the Runner's Plate. I still have my blog that's been going since 2010.
I love it.
And then trying to experimenting with TikTok a little bit on there as well. So, but Instagram is my
Yeah.
primary platform.
Well, I love that. We were talking offline about how TikTok is like growing so much. It's just growing so rapidly and how great that feels as someone who puts in a lot of time and effort into your videos and that creator mode and getting that feedback of new followers is like, I think it's fun, right? It makes you want to create more. I think I feel that way as just even a coach and putting things out there. It's like you want to see things like growing and landing and it can really give back in that way. So it's super fun that you're on TikTok. Give Michelle a follow and her sister, Christy. What's Christy's handle on Instagram? She's a registered dietitian, so she has
Yeah.
all the food. We're gonna give Christy a little shout out.
Yeah.
What's her handle? Marathon.
Marathon.nutritionist. And so, yeah, she's
Yeah.
a registered dietitian. She does the food side, I do the running side. We've collaborated a couple times, but
So
yeah, I called her yesterday and I said, you haven't been posting. She's like, I know, I got to get back on. So she's working, doing other stuff behind the scenes right now, but she says she's going to get back on, post more.
that's great. I love it. We'll give them a follow. And thanks everyone for listening today. It was kind of a fun, different episode. And I'll see you again next week.
Bye.